Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another show for you today. And on the show today, I want to speak about where we're going to look at a great few days for Tottenham Hotspur. One of the fact that we beat our North London rivals, and a little birdie told me that we just signed a central defensive midfielder in the player as Joao Palhinha. Also on the show today, we're going to speak about Tottenham Hotspur linked to a striker that could come in to improve our striking options. We can also speak about as well the wonder kid that looks like he's was already confirmed going on loan to Rangers as well. So welcome to the show of shows, to your main event, the Professor of Truth and Entertainment, the ratings killer, Mr. Box Office TV, Mr. Box Office himself, talking some quite strange, not Spursy things so far. It looks like the era of is taking shape at Tottenham Hotspur of Thomas Frank, and with lots of fans getting very, very optimistic with the season going ahead at the moment, which in last few days, last week, if you were looking at the last week, there was a lot of fans that were very disillusioned, especially with the two friendlies, where we had two really underwhelming games, let's be honest here. But it did its design of seeing all the players. But then you saw what happened against Arsenal, our North London rivals. It's changed a lot of the narrative, and now there's a lot of positivity around in the Tottenham fan base, optimism in the Tottenham fan base that with more signings going through, hopefully coming through the door, we may have a decent side next season. But we'll have to wait and see. And so with the show today, it's just things that I need to get off my chest, I've got to be honest. Some things that just need to be spoken about. I think one thing we'll say is that it was a good day yesterday. It's been a good few days for Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur showing some promise and looks like that we could be doing some more things in the transfer window coming up soon, and trying to improve that first team. So there is a little bit more optimism we have to admit with that. But on the other hand, though, if you don't know Mr. Box Office by now, if you don't know the main event, if you don't know the Professor of Truth and Entertainment, and there's a truth in that as well, truth, when I say truth, I will always never, ever, ever change my mantra. And it don't matter whatever YouTuber tells me, oh, I'm not being kind to a manager. That, let's be honest, here again, only managed Brentford. And yeah, we've got to give him props. He did really well at Brentford. But it doesn't change the whole thing about him needing to prove himself at Tottenham Hotspur. And that's the only thing the same thing that is only going to happen, same mantra that I'm always going to have. And whether people try things with me and say, oh, well, you haven't said anything positive about Thomas Frank, you're always negative about Thomas Frank. It's very funny when people say that, when you know if this manager doesn't do well, they'll change their mind just like that. So it's, for me, it's no backing, just back the team. It's no this or that. There's no the and in and out. It's no Thomas Frank in or Thomas Frank out. It's just wait and see. And that's what it's always been about with Mr. Box Office. The only difference is, and again, I'm repeating myself again, because this is what you have to do as a Tottenham Hotspur fan, because people don't use these. Yeah, I'm doing that. They don't use these when they listen to me. I've got no problem with Thomas Frank. It's each to their own. He'll only have 18 months in the job, knowing how Tottenham Hotspur operate. I know full well that we'll change our director of football, and then things might change over the next couple of years. It is what it is. We sacked our last manager for winning a trophy, which I'm glad about because I didn't like him. But, it doesn't change that I need to see it, and I need him to prove his worth. He needs to prove it to me. That's the way it has always been with me. It was like that with Pochettino, and it was like that with Martin Jol. The only other manager that didn't need to prove himself to me was Harry freaking Redknapp. Harry freaking Redknapp. That's it. Simple. But welcome to Mr. Box Office TV. Do yourselves a favour. Do me a favour. If I really need to correct myself, please like and subscribe to the show. Do what you need to do. Like and subscribe to the channel and put your notifications on when I go live. And let's get straight into it, because we've got a lot to talk about on the show today. And let's get straight into it with the first subject, which really we need to really get into. And we need to speak about Joao Palhinha signs for Tottenham Hotspur on loan. And for me, this is a good signing. A very good signing that has always been needed the last couple of years at Tottenham Hotspur. Someone that was very impressive at Fulham. Very impressive at Fulham, doing what he did, being defensively, doing that shield in that defence. Had a really good partnership with, I can't remember who it was. I think it was, I can't remember who it was. I think there was quite a few people that were that he partnered. I think it was the ex-Manchester United player. I can't remember who he was partnered. Someone can put remind me in the chat. But he had a good ground in there, and really had a solid base, and really helped Fulham gain a lot of results. He was very impressive against Tottenham Hotspurs, especially. I remember, and I think it was a 3-0 victory they had against us at Craven Cottage, and it was and he was one of the man of the match, I think it was, as well. And he obviously got his move to Bayern Munich, and unfortunately things didn't really work out for him. But it's another one of those moves that you look at and you think, yeah, he wasn't very impressive in the last couple of years, but it's maybe having a new environment and having a straight loan. From what I see, so I think he's completed his medical at Tottenham Hotspur, and it's just a matter of time when he's going to confirm his move to Tottenham Hotspur in a matter of days, maybe even tomorrow or next couple of days. I think it's one of those things where he can come over to Tottenham, and with a World Cup ahead of him as well, he'll get some game time, and he will be someone that can go straight into the first team. Experience, someone that will be that shield at the to shield that back, but at the back as well, and he can mop up by in defence. He can mop up in front of that in front of the back four that we have, and also he will be able to just lay it off to some of our attacking players, such as Forth, Rodrigo, Bentancur, also he would be able to relay it over to someone like James Maddison, who has had a lot of critics against him recently, and also has been rumours about if Tottenham Hotspur get a good, not that they're actively looking to sell him, if they do get a big offer for him, they may let him go and get somebody else in, which I've got two mixed feelings about. But back onto Palhinha, it's one of those signings that reminds me of a Stefan Freund, someone that was just very defense Vanyama that came in. Someone that was very defensively sound, that was just there to defend, strong in the tackle, and really helped protect that back four. And the thing that's great about Palhinha, you could probably play him in a double pivot, which is what I think he did at Fulham as well, which, if I look back at his stats where he was at Fulham, something that I could have really looked at when he was at Fulham. But big up to everybody in the chat who's watching. What's your feelings? What is your feelings on Palhinha? While I'm looking, big up to everybody who's watching around the world. Big up to you. Big up to Terrell Gunner TV. Big up to you. Big up to Kicks TV. Mr. Bot. Why you call yourself Mr. Bots Office? It's quite simple. It's quite simple why I call myself Mr. Bots Office, because I'm just Bots Office. That's it. You just got to believe it. That's it. That's really it for me. And big up to Lee Payne. Big up to Steak 55. Big up to you. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. We'll talk about that in a bit. Big up to you. Big up to Bots Office. What do you think of Ezzo Milot's potential singing? I've got no idea who he is. But anyway, moving on. Do you think we will play a back 3-2? At the moment, I don't know if we will do that. Definitely, I don't know if we'll do that, but he might do that because he does change. From what I've heard about Thomas Frank, he does change to adapt to different teams. So he might do that, definitely. Big up to Lee Payne again. Signing. Okay, big up to you. Big up to you. But I'll get to your comments in a bit. But yeah, just to continue with Palhinha, I do feel that Palhinha is one of those guys that Joao Palhinha could be one of those guys that could work in a double pivot, which I think he did play with Fulham, which I'm trying to find out right now. Which is one of those things that I should have really found out before the show. But I know that a lot of people are very, very positive about him. I'm glad he has actually come to Tottenham as well, because he's one of those signings that you know, it's definitely an opportunity at the moment. Definitely, the fact that he's not young is even better as well, because we've got too many young players. With the fact that it doesn't look like it doesn't look like that Archie Gray is leaving Tottenham Hotspur on loan. So, and with Berval there as well, it would be really good for the likes of Berval to have someone experienced next to him to calm him down, because he is a bit rash, even though he has some very good. He's very good. Well, potentially good anyway, and does show a little promise and has some moments in him. It is helpful for him not to take some of that responsibility of being defensive, being that defensive shield in that midfield, and putting it on a more experienced player. Now, the only thing I would say at the moment is, would you worry about his pace if someone's got more pace in that midfield? Now, I think with the experience, though, I think it's important to note he has got the experience to maybe deal with that sort of thing. You know, Champions League is going to be more tactical in some way. I mean, some of the things that are his strengths are tactical positioning, which is something that might be very important in certain games, especially in the top games. So for me, that's something that has been missing for quite a while. And with him not having that much game time at Bayern Munich, it's been, you know, it's been a challenge for him. And with the new manager, with the manager of Vincent Kompany, who didn't really look like he fancied him at all in terms of playing him a lot. So yeah, it's a very good signing for Tottenham Hotspur. Probably would be used as a midfielder that could work in a double pivot with someone like a Sarr, or probably more likely Bentancur, who is an interesting player this season, especially with the fact that he's going to be in his last year of his deal at Tottenham Hotspur, so he could go for a free. But it's going to be again very good signing for Tottenham Hotspur. He's been a thorn in our side when he played for Fulham, and was one of our man of the matches as well. So all of us, really, all together, really, it's really, you know, it's been very good. It's a very good signing, and it shows that we are moving. We are moving with the signing of Kudos, who has been very impressive. I would say that would be one thing. Another thing would be, but he still needs to improve. I have to be honest. He still needs to improve. He's been impressive. He's been looked okay. He's been looking good, but we need to still work on him. He's been, you know, he looks very good defensively, and we'll go into the Arsenal game in a bit. But yeah, I think all together that's a very positive signing. I think we you know, there are things to be happy about. Things to be happy about with that one, definitely. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. What's your thoughts on the signing of Palhinha? Are you as enthusiastic like some others are as well? Big up to you as well, and everybody in the chat. And Scott Spur. By the way, because I just noticed a new viewer, Dennis Rodman. Big up to you. Thank you for watching. Dennis Rodman. Big up to you, and welcome to the show and welcome to the channel. I mean, there's some good suggestions here in the chat. Some good suggestions in the chat. Garnacho, I think Garnacho looks very more likely to be going to Chelsea, who are very much interested in signing the Man United winger at the moment. So, but it would be a useful signing possibly for Tottenham Hotspur to have, probably on loan, possibly, I think it would be more likely on loan, but I don't. But with the amount of loans that we might have, I think you're only allowed 2 loans. I don't know how many. I think we're going to have to make a few signings because Palhinha is on loan at the moment. So for just the season, obviously with an option to buy it for 25 million. I think that was confirmed by Pfaffenberg or Fabrizio Romano. So big up to everybody. I know Lindsay's of the United. No, Sam. I didn't mean you're Man United. I meant Tottenham. I meant Tottenham. No, I don't know the whole thing with Manchester United, but yeah, not Manchester United, not Manchester United. No, some good options here though. Some good options here. I've just mentioned that I mentioned in the chat. Kits TV mentions Garnacho, Grealish, and Wissa. Wissa looks like he's either going to stay at Brentford or go to Newcastle, who are having a really difficult window so far at the moment. And I think there's others that could be suggested here. There's a Stalk 55 says Grealish, Coman, and Morgan Rogers. I don't think Morgan Rogers is going to come to Tottenham. If I'm really honest with you, I think Aston Villa will not sell to Tottenham Hotspur, and it's going to be, it's going to be, yeah. I think Aston Villa. From what I understand from the Aston Villa situation, they will have to sell. They'll have to sell because of PSR, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Aston Villa. I think the only one that we could have got was, and I can't remember his name now. It's just escaped me. Absolutely escaped me. And you have to bear with me because it is a Friday night. It's an absolute Friday night. It's not going to be a long show today, guys. I don't think, because right now, I've got to be honest. It's a very yeah, it's one of those things right now where we're just anticipating what the season's going to be like next season, and I don't know whether I'm still querying what's going to happen next season. I think that's where I'm at the moment. I think it's I know a lot of Tottenham fans are very, very excited, very excited. I think at the moment, for me, I feel that I feel that it's dragged a lot out of me last season. A lot of things are dragged out of me last season. And I know that we won the Europa League, but I still feel that Tottenham Hotspur still need to get me on board still. I think, it's a great achievement what we achieved last season. But I see the fan base right now. They're acting the same way they were acting with Postecoglou. And for me, I'm not going to be silly anymore. I'm not going to be silly about it anymore. I'm not going to sit here and feel like I need to do what the fan base is going to do. I was on someone else's show on Tuesday, and towards the end, I didn't say anything because I just thought the show needed to end anyway. He wanted to wrap up the show, but there's no way I am changing my. I'm going to sell my soul to Tottenham to prove things to fans. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm gonna go with what I think is the best thing for Tottenham. I need him. He needs to prove himself, Thomas Frank. And I think signings like this show you that he's gonna have to. You can see that he's getting the players that he needs to, and he needs proper signings, and this is a proper signing at the moment. I do think there are other areas that we need to sort out, but this was the most important part to sort out. And I think having experience is very, very important. Very, very important. Stats 55 makes a really good point about Johnson, but I don't want to get into that just yet because I will get onto him as well. But big up to everybody in the chat. We have got a super chat from Steve Reynolds, and thank you for the super chat, Steve Reynolds. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. I don't know whether you were going to put something in the message, but if you did, please just put it in the chat box and I'll read it out as well. But yeah, it's again, it's been a, like I said, good day yesterday. Good day yesterday. I can't you can't look at it any other way than that, I would say. But I mean, yeah, for what we needed that player. We got the player that we needed, and we move on to see what else we can get in the market because we do need more signings. We do need more signings through the door. Palhinha, I can't remember. I think it was Pereira that he was double pivot with at Fulham. I might have got that absolutely wrong, but I think I just need to go and find out because now I've spoken about it. I really want to find out. I really do want to find out because I'm just very curious of who he did play with at Fulham because he did do a lot of that, and I need to remember who it was. I think it was Pereira, the former Man United player. I think it was, and I just don't know what it was. Let me just see. Let me see now. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody watching the show right now. Big up to you. What are you doing this weekend as well? I'd be interested to find out whether you are doing anything special this weekend. I think it's going to be a mixed bag this weekend. I've got to be honest. I think it's going to be definitely a mixed bag this weekend in terms of the weather. But hopefully we'll get some good sunshine. But by the way, again, I do appreciate the super chat. Steve Reynolds, if you do want to put something in the chat, please let me know. Big up to Scott M. Yeah, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. Sam says, I'm telling you, we won't loan Garnacho. Better off keeping him than loaning him out. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I know. I think actually you're right. You're absolutely spot on. Because I think you need more the money, don't you? You need more the money, don't you? So, because you need to sell rather than buy. I think you prefer to have to sell him to get you off your books. And Ruben Amorim's made it quite clear that he doesn't want him in the squad as well. So, I can see your point there. I can definitely see your point there. I can't seem to find it at the moment. I can't seem to find it. Oh, actually, I think I have found it. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. No, I don't think I'm going to find it. Here we go. I don't think I'm going to find it here. Here we go. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. I don't think I will. I don't think I will at all. I don't think I will. No, I won't. No, I don't think I'll find out the team. Yeah, I mean, it would have been interesting to find out who he played with. It would have been very interesting to find out who he played with. I think it was Pereira that he played with. And, but he was very formidable in that position. And I feel that it's just one of those midfields we really did need. And again, it will help the youngsters grow as well, which is one of those things which I think is good as well. Especially for a season. You can learn, you can grow. So I mean, I do feel that this is a it's just really what we need. I think we should have got him sooner. To be honest with you, if I'm really honest with you, I do think we should have got him sooner and brought him in sooner. And yeah, just it's one of those things, really. I mean, I couldn't, it's not one of those. It's good. It's good because it's defensive and it helps the defense. I mean, it's not someone that's going to make you. I'm not excited by him because he's not. He's obviously there to defend. That's it. He's obviously to cover that defense. I mean, if it was like for instance, a Grealish, for instance, Semenyo, possibly, someone that's got a little bit. I mean, you always get more excited about someone that's attacking wise, but you can, I know certain people like the defensive side of the game as well. But I mean, I'm on the era of when you saw a Jalila, a Gareth Bell, a Berbatov, it's one of those things. Why? And I was going to segue to this person. Why? I wanted to speak about Conor Morani, who we're linked with from, I think it's from PSG. He was on loan to Juventus, and we were linked with him in January, Carlo Romani. And I think Tottenham Hotspur were looking for somebody that is very flexible, that can play all places in that front three. And I mean, for me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've watched clips of him. He's okay. He's okay. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like overly impressed with him. I've got to be honest. I've got to be honest. He's better than what we've got, and I think that doesn't take a lot. I've got to be honest. But he's okay. He's okay. I mean, I don't think he's. I think the problem I have with him, he's got pace. He has got pace, and I think it just highlights things about why I say about people that have Well, let's look at Conor Morani now. Let's have a look at Conor Morani. Let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at Conor Morani though. Let's have a look at Conor Morani. I've got to be honest, guys. I'm not excited when I look at players. I don't like just looking at stats. I can't stand stats. I think stats. You need to see the whole game with them. You need to see them, and just to understand what they're all about. Yeah, the stats give you a bit of a figure picture of everything, but I do feel that it doesn't give you the overall picture, I think. And I mean, he was very successful at Eintracht Frankfurt. That was where he's really good, and that's why he got his move to. That's where he got his move to Paris Saint-Germain. Let me just show this at the moment. Let me do this. Let me share my screen. Let me just share my screen. Right, let's go. Here we go. Right. We're on social score here. Right, here we go. I mean, most of them, I mean, they're saying that he's got no outstanding strengths or weaknesses. Well, I can tell you that he has got some weaknesses. Yeah, he's got pace. I think that would definitely say a strength. I mean, how bloody how is that supposed to be true? Everyone's got weaknesses, and some people got strengths. Some of people are stronger than, and then some they've got their strengths about certain things, and some people got their weaknesses about certain things. But to say that he hasn't got no weaknesses or strengths, not pinpointing any weaknesses or strengths, I don't really get that because I can see it from a clip. I'm sitting there saying, yeah, he's got some pace, but he's a bit messy when he's doing things. It's no control when he's got the pace. He's got a lot of, he can get past players with his pace, and he's got these long busting runs and stuff. But I don't think he's got the control or eloquence of someone. Like when I see Pedro for Chelsea, he's got a little bit more control. Salah, control. That's what I think he's missing, that little bit of control. And yeah, maybe he's worth a go because I mean we've got a coach in Justin Cochrane and obviously Thomas Frank, who, let's be honest here, looks like he's marshaled that defense brilliantly. But we'll get on to the Arsenal game, where there seems to be a crisis at Arsenal, but there's always seems to be a crisis at Arsenal these days anyway. But yeah, I do feel, I mean, 26 years old, so he's supposedly in his prime right now. Wasn't very successful at PSG. As you see, his goals and assists here. Yeah, I mean, Frankfurt, this is where he really picked up. Then that's where he went to PSG. PSG wasn't very good at all. That's why he was linked with loads of clubs in January to get him some game time, and he ended up choosing Juventus. Obviously, Juventus, from what I'm hearing, they want to get him. They do want to buy him, but they can't do it right now. They want to get rid of Vlahovic. Sorry if I got that wrong. And now he's linked with Tottenham Hotspur the past couple of days. And I mean, for me, he does improve the first team for me. But I don't think he's the finished article. And at 26 years old, which I didn't even realize he's 26 years old, you're looking at a striker that is at his prime. Obviously, plays as the number 9 up front, and right for me, I don't know. I'm not too sure about him. I've got to be honest. I think there needs to be a lot of coaching on him. I've got to be honest. But yeah, I do think he needs a lot of coaching. I think that's where it's worth taking the risk. I say take him on loan. If I'm really honest with you, I think a loan would be better for Colo Romani than actually bringing him in as a then bringing him and actually spending money to buy him. But I mean, what does PSG want? Do PSG want to actually just sell him? That's the question. I think PSG want to sell him rather than keeping on loan. I really don't. I don't think it is. But yeah, I mean that's my opinion. I don't think he's. I think he's an option. I don't think he's a great option. I don't think he's a lot of options. I don't think he's like, oh yeah, I need to buy him. I think he's just available because I don't think there's like people say, the striking options are not there at all. I think Marlon said it very well. He said, at the moment, it just isn't the striking options at the moment because everybody wanted to be like a Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. And obviously, those options are more creative, winger type sort of players. So, it's one of those things really where I think I he definitely improves us to a point because he's available at the moment, and I don't think I don't think any of our players like Solanke, for instance, Richarlison, for instance, I don't think they're any way, shape, or form good enough. I mean, if you saw Richarlison, he works hard. He works hard. He's a nuisance. But I mean, as you saw for that chance that he had on the back post, he couldn't do it. He couldn't score to save his life. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's good with his head. I'll give him that. If you put a cross in the box, he can hit the ball. But he's just not got the quality. He has not got the quality at all. He works hard, but for the Champions League, the quality that you need better. You need much better. Now, if Thomas Frank can get the best out of him, which he's got to get the best out of a lot of players at Tottenham Hotspur in that Tottenham Hotspur squad, yeah, that's a good option. But I don't know. I don't know if he's not my first option. I've got to be honest. I know people have asked me in the chat, what is your option? I don't really know what my option is at the moment because I don't think there's that many top strikers out there anyway. I'm going to have to do a deep dive to see what there is, and that's it. Mary says, "Hi, Alex. Wheels will come off with this squad." Yeah, I absolutely agree. Players need to be sold as well, to be honest with you, because we've got too many players at the moment, and this is where I made my feelings quite clear on Bentancur and Basuma. They're on the last year of their contract, and I can see one of them staying and then having a good, going into good form, possibly, and then go in the beginning of the season, and then if they go into good form at the beginning of the season, and in the next, into January, you've got a bit of a problem, haven't you? Teams will be interested, possibly wanting to sign them, and it might leave us in a little bit in the lurch, a little bit, when we should have really sold them. I've got to be honest. I wouldn't give. I don't think they deserve a new contract, to be honest with you, because then I think it limits who else you can buy. But yeah, I mean, for me, Solanke at the moment, back onto the striking options. I mean, the winger options are terrible. I've got to be honest. I was not impressed with Alderweireld. I've got to be honest. Yes, he did hit the post, but other than that, he was just absolutely. He couldn't get past his man, even if he tried. He could go. He could have how many attempts to do it, and he wouldn't. He just couldn't do it. Could not do it. Arsenal covered him really well. Now, yeah, you can say the other side. Spence covered Saka very well as well, but Alderweireld was just a rabbit in the headlights. Yes, he did when he got into that position by the bar line and by edge of the box, and he was unlucky with the shot and nearly hit the post. Which was really well placed, but that was because there was a kind of he was given that little bit of space. Arsenal were retreating, and he just felt he saw a little bit of an angle, and he just placed it, and he placed it really well. I've got to be honest, he did place it really well, but you could see he tried to get past players, and he couldn't do it at all. And that's one of our options in our squad, unfortunately. And in my opinion, at the moment, he looks like a backup. At the moment, he's not a first team player; he's a backup. And what my feelings are backups. I don't see the point in them. I really don't. We still so much deadwoods and to shift another 3 starters. We are leaving way too late again. Why haven't we bought? Why haven't the board learned? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. I mean, Daniel, I've said what my opinion is. Big up to you, by the way. Big up to you. Big up to Stack.55. He's just signed for Juve, and they've already prepared to let him leave. Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't really see the point. I don't see the point of why they are. That's why I'm concerned at the moment. You know, they haven't taken the option to sign him. I mean, I think they are looking to. I think they want to sign him because I think they want to get rid of Valovic. Valovic. Oh, sorry if I got it wrong. God, I can't believe I can't get it. I keep on getting it wrong. Valovic. So I think that's why they want to buy him in. But like I said, I've looked at his I looked at clips and I wasn't really. I mean, some clips can make players look really, really good, but when you look really hard at them, and again, I need to look at him properly, really. But it's very difficult to see someone properly when you see a whole match and see a few matches to really get an idea. But yeah, when I saw those clips, I wasn't really impressed. I've got to be honest. So we have to see. Yeah, it just what it is. What it is with this one. To be honest with you. Shall we talk about something else which is positive? Let's talk about something else that is positive right now. And let's talk about the Tottenham Hotspur beating Arsenal in a friendly 1-0, thanks to Pape Sarr scoring that goal from halfway line, I think it was. Well, it's quite way out when the keeper came out with his goal, Reina. And for me, a couple of things which I think we have to look at with the Arsenal victory. And it was only a friendly as well. And this is why I said what I said at the beginning. I have to be honest. I would say at the moment, when you see the defensive performance, defensively we look really good. Defensively we looked very, very good. You don't see them inverting the wing backs, the fullbacks. I mean, and they're doing properly. As you saw, Spence, he was very, very good in terms of being, one-on-one defending with Saka. One thing I really noticed as well was the fact there was lots of diagonal balls from Poro as well, encouraged as well, which was very helpful as well, and it was looked good. We defended as a unit, which was good as well. And I mean, he's doing exactly what he said basically he was going to do. He's working on the defense. So he's starting with the defense to make them hard to beat. Then he's going to move up to the midfield, and hopefully with the defensive midfielder and Palhinha being that shield, it will be more. We'll be more tighter, and in games we're not going to let in silly goals, which is what we were doing last season. So yeah, that was one of the positives I say. Obviously, Sarr has been good during pre-season. He's been good. I think it's good description to say he's not really a great footballer, but very athletic. I say very athletic player that's got a lot of energy. I would say. And I think it's really helped that midfield with the energy that they bring as well. The goal was on the back of Arsenal losing the possession, and then Pape Sarr getting the ball back, and then going for the chip, and it was a very good goal, very good very well executed, and yeah, very very impressive, very impressive. I've got to say, very impressive, and you know, he got the plaudits from Thomas Frank as well, which is well deserved. I would say another thing was really impressive was the set pieces. Caused a lot of problems in the Arsenal defence. Defensively, we were good as well in terms of set pieces as well, very organised as well. Because Arsenal pressured us with their set pieces as well. So both boxes very impressive in terms of organising. They'll communicating with each other as well. So there's not really that much to say on that. The negatives, though, the weaknesses, I have to say, and it has to be the attack. Other than Kudos for me, and I don't think Kudos was actually that. He worked hard, but I think he huffed and puffed in certain places. Especially in that second half. But Richarlison, I mean, honestly, if anybody can miss an open goal, it's going to be him. Honestly, absolutely useless. He works hard. He works really, really hard. And I won't lie to you, he does work really hard. But, oh my gosh. And then, Alderbear. Yes, he did hit the post and he really did well with the shot. But, oh my gosh, he tried his best, but he couldn't get past the barn door. Then you take off Kudos. Oh well, no, I think Kudos went up front actually, didn't he? He went up front, I think, and I think he actually looked all right. To be honest with you, I think he looked all right. He looked okay when he was up front. To be honest with you, but it just felt like second half we were just defending and trying to hit them on the counter, but it just wasn't happening. And that was the worrying thing for me. If we weren't catching him on the break, we really did struggle in attack. It just wasn't there at all. At all. And yeah, that's the only concern for me, really. Yeah, certain things in midfield you can improve, but I think we do need some proper attackers that are experienced, because at the moment, I don't think Solanke. I think Solanke is just becoming a very injury-prone sort of player at the moment for us. Then you've got Richarlison, who I think what I always say, having gone tomorrow. I haven't been sold tomorrow. I haven't all day, every single day, been sold tomorrow. But yeah, I think it's just a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. A mixed bag. I think you can see that we miss a creative midfielder, and whether, because I mean, Maddison didn't look too. He wasn't too happy during the presentation of the trophy. I don't know whether I can read into that too much and what his facial expressions were, but I don't think he was looking too happy. I've got to be honest. But it is what it is with that one, isn't it? But yeah, just wasn't. It wasn't brilliant. I don't think it was great in attack. That was the only concern for me We did have chances on set pieces, which were very impressive. Some really good deliveries from Kudos and Poro as well. But yeah, just I wasn't impressed at all. Dave O'Hall, sorry if I got that wrong, Dave. Alex, do you think Richie scores more than 15 goals this season in the league? I don't know. I hope he's not here with us anyway. But I do feel that he might be still. Yeah, we need to sell players anyway, so hopefully it will be him. If he doesn't play for, I do think he could. Can he score more than 15 goals? I don't see it. No, I just don't rate the player, Dave. I just don't rate the player at all. I've never. I just haven't gone sold tomorrow. I really would, if I'm really honest with you. I hope that answers your question. Alex, who is your best Spurs player in your opinion so far? Which player will you want to see in a Tottenham shirt? I think at the moment I'll take Grealish at the moment. And I take Grealish at the moment because I think that's a more realistic target at the moment. I know the wages are hard to look at the moment. Us paying, and Man City will have to take some of the burden of his wages. But I just think it's one of those opportunities that you just, is someone different. And I'll say that with Garnacho as well. I think it's just someone that has got a little bit of creativity. It doesn't really fit into what Man United want, but someone who's got a bit of an attitude as well. Someone who's got a bit of personality in Maverick. I think that's what we need. Paqueta. That's it. Paqueta. Yeah, I'll take Paqueta all day, every single day. You know what I mean? I really would take it. I'll take him all day, every single day. Because I like Paqueta. I like him. I think he's all right. I thought he was very good. He did struggle at West Ham when he started, but I think he would be very good for us as well. I think that'd be a very good opportunity. The only thing is, the problem is West Ham. Would West Ham sell to us? That's the question, isn't it? That's the thing at the moment. Would they sell to us? I don't know if they would do that, to be honest with you. I really don't. I really don't think they would do that at all. But yeah, I'd say Paqueta as well. That would be a good signing, I think, as well, because he's got a good creative, and with the problems that he's had now stopped. Now I think that's now ended now with his the investigation into his betting. I think it was allegedly. Yeah, I think that was it really. One copy that I wanted to come up to, I've got Comedy Games here in the chat, and he says he's a Bayern fan, and to give you what his thoughts are on it. And he says here, I'll all come to you, Chance, in a minute, but I just want to find out here. Palhinha is I expected to be benched because he didn't suit company. He's a great duel and ball winner, which is what we need. He's often commits too many fouls. He often commits 2 fouls, but often fouls players and gets booked. Yeah, I do expect that though. I've got to be honest. Comedy games. I really do actually. I really do actually expect it, to be honest with you. I actually expect it. I think I don't see anything else really from him, really, to be honest with you, because that's going to be his job. But with that experience, and also because of pace as well, to be honest with you as well, I have to be honest. So yeah, I mean, yeah, some some good things to say there. To be honest with you, some things I can't really disagree with. To be honest with you, but it's definitely something that we need anyway. Definitely someone that we need. Chance Nobody says, "Why do you like to criticize a lot?" Well, I don't know why this is such an issue. I have to be honest, because sometimes you just say what you can improve on. You know, um, I just think some people just don't understand that it's not just about, you know, not everything. You just want to see things improve. That's it. You know, I think it's not really a big deal for me. And I think they just lead it to just being happy in that sense. I think it's just being happy, and I just think, well, no, it's not. I've seen Tottenham for a long time now, and you know, since 1998, and I'm just like, you know, that's about more than 2 decades, and I just know what I want for my football team now. You know what I mean? I just, you know, and I just think you can improve. That's it. You know, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, and again, I do apologize to the viewers that have heard me here before. You know, I've lost my passion for Tottenham recent times because, you know, they've really dragged me down a lot of the time. Now, yeah, us winning that trophy was so good in terms of winning the European trophy and seeing what happened there. Now, I can separate that celebrations and try and enjoy it with people with what I saw. But I don't feel. I just feel at the moment that, you know, there's just things I just want to improve, and that's it really. And I think it, Tottenham Hotspur just got to prove it to me at the end of the day. You know, I'm more about being organic. It's a very important thing for me when I'm doing my channel. Um, Not forcing it on and not being fake about it. And as Mr. Box Office, your main event, I'm not fake, and I'm not going to sell myself to anyone. You know, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be how I am, because I've been very much disappointed in a lot of things with Tottenham Hotspur. The only difference is when I started YouTube and doing until now, I'm more. I'm not putting up with things. One, two. I'm more relaxed about things too, because I mean, I know what Tottenham Hotspur, just Tottenham Hotspur, and I've known them for so long now. It doesn't really matter to me, and that's it really. So I don't think it's being overcritical. No, it's just you just want more. We just want more. You know, I can't make myself feel what everybody wants you to feel. It just doesn't work like that. It then will be fake, you know, just to make people happy, and it doesn't, you know, you can't force yourself to be happy with somebody that you don't like. Like some people in marriages can't fake themselves, you know, they just end up getting divorced or breaking up with that person. You're not going to force yourself going on holiday somewhere that you don't like. It just doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that whatsoever. So for me, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, really, for me. You know, it's just you can be happy in life, and but you don't have to agree with everything your football team. I still love Tottenham. They're still in my blood. I'm not going to go to any other team. Not really interested in any other team. If I'm really honest with you, I'm not interested in any other team at all. Yeah, it's just interesting to see what they do. Um, but it is what it is. You know, I admit I've lost my passion on Tottenham. I admit it. You know, they've got to get me wool back in again. Even though I love the victory, because it was a great victory in the Europa League, brilliant victory, and something I will always remember, especially where I was during the final, where I was watching it. It's brilliant experience to watch that. I would, you know, if I had the chance to go there, I would have you know, it would have been great. You know what I mean? But money and finances, it just wasn't. It wasn't feasible. It wasn't feasible at all. And logistics, it wasn't going to happen. Even if I really wanted to do it, but I couldn't do it, unfortunately. But yeah, it's one of those things that it just, you know, it's just yeah, like I said, it's you know, I'm just the way I am, and I'm always going to be like that. You know, I get tired of people thinking, "Oh, you're going to change now. You're going to be happy." And it's like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Am I trying to make you happy? Just to what do you want me to say? You know, you want me to be fake about it? You know, it just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. But hope that's answered your question, Chance. Chance, big up to you for watching, mate. And hopefully you're all liking and subscribing to the show. Frank, I think he will do well for Frank against big teams and Champions League teams, but he needs a Basuma or Bentancur next to him. I do think he will have a Basuma. I think he will have a Bentancur next to him. I think Basuma will be leaving. I think Basuma definitely will be leaving. But yeah, thank you for your insight. Comedy games, big up to you. This signing frees up so many other positions to strengthen. Yep, absolutely, and that's where we need to strengthen. We need to strengthen in the winger position, left forward position, or right forward position, wherever it is. Well, I think it's gonna be left forward and up front as well, because I think Richarlison's leaving. I think you guys needed Wharton. I don't think there's any possibility of getting Wharton, because Wharton is going to be it's going to be so much money to get out of Crystal Palace. If I'm really honest with you, I think it's going to be too much money to get out of Crystal Palace, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. It is what it is, isn't it? Really. But big up to everybody who's watching. By the way, big up to you. But yeah, moving on to more news, and yeah, it was a good, like I said, great victory for Tottenham. Great victory. It is only a friendly. I have to say that. You know, it's not. You know, as people were saying that we're overreacting that way, you can't overreact the other way. Then you know what I mean? It just, you know, you have to be balanced about it. It's only a friendly. Even though it wasn't a friendly, if you know what I mean, because it's the North London derby, you know, and you're going to want to win. And obviously, it was always going to be like that. But, you know, we can take some positives from that. It does make me feel a little bit more optimistic about that Super Cup. I have to say that. Because, you know, it is a one-off game. And Paris Saint-Germain have been playing a lot of football. They played in the World Club Championship, didn't they? So I think it's yeah, we could have an opportunity if we can. You know, we've got Palhinha through the door now, got Kudos now. Hopefully, we can get another striker in. You know, Carlo Romani. I don't know if that's going to really happen. I don't know, but we're looking for a striker, aren't we? So limited amount of strikers, though. That's the problem at the moment. So, yeah, I've got, there's some optimism. There is some optimism. So it's not all criticism. And it will be interesting to see what we do. I mean, it will be a thing if we do win the Super Cup. It'll be a weird feeling, a very weird feeling. We've won the Europa League and the Super Cup. And imagine what Arsenal fans are going to think. what Arsenal fans are going to think. Honestly, it's just going to be a picture. Honestly, beating the team that they got beaten by to get them out, to knock them out of the Champions League. That's a story in itself, isn't it? A story in itself. It's kind of like I was just thinking of some tune. It goes like this: back to life, back to reality. That's back to reality for Arsenal fans again, isn't it? But maybe I'm singing that too soon. You know what I mean? I don't want to sing it too soon. But you know, it's like that, isn't it? It is like that, isn't it? You know, it is like that, isn't it? You know, it's madness. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. The team that beat Arsenal and got knocked them out. If we beat them in the Super Cup, how mad is that? How mad is that? Just think about the videos that are going to happen from the Arsenal fans. They're deluded themselves. I mean, Tottenham Hotspurs fans are deluded as well. I've got to be honest as well. You know what I mean? I'll stick to what I say. With Arsenal fans and Tottenham fans, and definitely Tottenham fans as well, because I mean, I've had experience with them already on social media. Not on Twitter though, because you know, I've got a life. I've got a life. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna have a life this weekend as well, because like, be honest with you guys. Yeah, I was sitting there, just sitting there, just watching, just in my chair, and I was sitting there thinking, oh, I've got to do the show. I've got to do the show, but I just wanted to go out. I really like. I've had a bit of a okay. No, because I don't want to go in because you know, this is not, you know, Mr. Box Office don't go into Alex's business, but it's been a bit of a long week. Let's just say that it's been a bit of a long week, right? And I'm not talking about. No, okay, right. Big up to Sean. Love Spurs talk show. We sorted things out. We appreciate him inviting me on the show. It's got nothing to do with that. Please don't think it's about that, because that's show, you know, that's nothing. Yeah, that's nothing. And let's be honest here, the guy that was trying to banter me kept on interrupting me, and that's why he was getting all sort of mixed up all the time. You know what I mean? That was the problem. Yeah, if you keep on interrupting me, then I think you're talking about something else. That's where it got a bit confused. You know what I mean? And then we had this tete-a-tete because he wanted his 5 minutes of fame. But you know, his 5 minutes of fame didn't really do too well for him. You know what I mean? Even though he said that someone said that he bantered me for some reason. I'm talking about James Flower, who honestly, don't get me started. But anyway, moving on, because I can't speak about people. Well, I just talk about them anyway, because I'll banter them, and next time I'll say it to his face anyway. Don't make a blind bit of difference. But you know, but the point I'm making is that it's a bit of a long week. Let's just say that long week. We're lucky because life is life. Life is life. You got to live life. You got to enjoy life. You got to just hit with the punches, roll with the punches every single time. You know what I mean? But sometimes life is a little bit hard. It can have, you can have a long weeks, and but there are worse things to happen in life. I've got to be honest, and that's that's one thing I've realized. You know, that's one thing I realized. Moving on very, very quickly to one of the last subjects, I think, at the moment, because but yeah, no, whoa. No, listen. Big up to work Guan, yeah. Big up to work Guan. But listen. Regardless whether I don't agree with him or not, We're not haters. Right, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Yeah. Right, we like them both. Yeah, it's just that I'm not here to kiss people's backsides. Let's just say that at the moment. Yeah, let's not do that. I'm not doing that. That's one thing I'm not doing. Right, but let's leave people's names out of this. You know what I mean? Like, because they're good to me. They have been good to me. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. Yeah, let's keep it civil. But yeah, you know what? Like I said, we're gonna, it's gonna be some disagreements. Like I said, I'm not here to start, preaching that I'm the Thomas Frank fan club. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I know people want you to do, to just give Thomas Frank a chance. He's got his chance. He has his chance at Tottenham. But he's got to prove himself. So that's it, really. So I don't agree with that. That notion what other people think. They are totally backing Thomas Frank, which is fair enough. I'm not against him at all. I think he's a very good communicator, and he doesn't annoy me. And he's very impressive what he's done so far. And we just wait and see how it goes. That's it, really. So that's it. But yeah, big up to Wagwan. Big up to you. Sonny says this. Sonny says this. What are you chatting about? Well, we're chatting about Thomas Frank. We're talking about life in general. Talk about the Arsenal fans. Reaction if we do beat PSG in the Super Cup that they couldn't beat in the Champions League. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about that. And yeah, that things that we feel a little bit more optimistic, but still Thomas Frank needs to prove himself. That's it, really. So Jude Light says, I feel a lot more optimistic with Frank at the helm rather than the third season with Mad. Yeah, absolutely. You know what, so dude, that's exactly how I feel, because at the moment he's not annoying me. Thomas Frank, he's not annoying me at all. And what he says, the only thing I was a bit concerned about is what he was saying, but I think he's only saying it because he's not going to say he's going to get rid of this player out loud. Is that I was rumored to say that he was going to say, "Oh, I like this player, I like Solomon, Gill, some of the players that really should gone, to be honest with you, like Basuma, Richarlison, keeping them." And I was a bit worried about that. I thought he's not being I thought the club and him weren't being ruthless. Because obviously, also the contract situation with Basuma and Bentancur, and Son, obviously. But it looks like certain players are going to have to go, and they look like they are going. Son looks like he is going, rumored to be going as well. So, and he has to get rid of players anyway. He has to, because of the squad size anyway. He has to. So, but he's been impressive what he's done with the defense so far, and you see a team structure. But he needs players. He needs good attacking players. I think a few Mavericks that can do the job at the moment. So, we'll have to see what he'd see. You know what I mean? But I do agree. I do feel a little bit more optimistic with him because he doesn't annoy me. I've got to be honest. He doesn't annoy me. That's the reason. Let's hope we end up top 4. Hey, we've got a slim chance. No, I think, if I'm really honest with you, Sonny J, I think we are going to get 10th. I think no. I think we're going to get eighth. Eighth. I think that's a bit too low for us. I think we should get eighth. I think with the players that we could get in, I think we will get. I think we'll get into the top 10. The top 10. I think that's it for me. You know what I mean? I think we need to get. I think we're gonna get. I think we need to get. I think we'll get into the top 10 because I think with Champions League, I think it's going to be difficult because it's not like Europa League. That's the thing. And it's going to be intense as well. And if we do win your Super Cup, I think it's going to be a target on our back as well. And I listen. I know. Sonny Jins just mentioned Tell. Tell had some a few moments. I would say. Yeah, one moment when he got past the bar line and put a good cross in, but it's just slim pickings really for him. I think again, it's about moments, picking out the moments. He's got to do more, as far as I'm concerned. So it's interesting to see what happens. Really, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. I've got to be honest. Next subject, just to segue into good subject, good way to segue into my next subject. We were too defensive in that second half. I've got to be honest. We're very, very defensive in that second half, and that was the only thing that I mean, I think we need to do better, but that goes into the attack. To be honest with you, that's why I thought Tell was not great. Johnson was awful. That below average, Raheem Sterling, honestly. But the thing that's fascinating about this guy is that he's more decorated than bloody Saka. He's more decorated than bloody Saka. Bukayo Saka. That's a fact. I think he's even more decorated than bloody Harry Kane. And how many seasons has he been at Tottenham? And Johnson's more decorated because he's done it in 2 seasons. Harry Kane couldn't do it in his seasons at Tottenham. How many semi-finals and finals was he in? How many semi-finals was he in? And he only just got the job done a little bit at Bayern Munich, winning the Bundesliga, which he should be winning in with the top team at Bayern Munich, top team in the German league. I mean, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. You know, so it's just, it is what it is. It is what it is, really. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, Spence did look good. He did look good. I have to say that he did look good, but you know, defensively, I think he could have done more attacking wise. Yeah, MVP. Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, but I mean, that just shows you how bloody use. I mean, honestly, it's so difficult because none of that team would won the final in the Europa League would get into my top 11. It would never. None of them would. Absolutely none of them would. So it's just one of those things, really. You know what I mean? But there we go. There we go. You know, there we go. But yeah, I just wanted to speak about Mikey Moore leaving on loan to Rangers, I mean, which I think is a good move for him, playing at a top club. I don't know if it was them winning the. I think it was Celtic that won the league, didn't it? Scottish League, yes, I think it was. But yeah, I think it was the right move for him. He needed to move, get some experience. we need him more experience in that attack. He needs more game time. He's not going to get game time that much at Tottenham. Maybe get a Carabao Cup game, and that's just not going to help his development. So he needs game time with men's football, playing consistently, and I think Rangers is a good option for him just to learn, go and learn more. I think for me, I do think it's just one of those things, really, for me. I think it's just one of those things. I think he can definitely do more in terms of I mean, he just needs to have more game time, I think. I mean, he had a stop and start season as well. He obviously had a very good moment against Alkmaar that really got people's imagination a little bit going. But then since then, it just goes to stop and start, really. And youngsters need a lot of experience, and obviously, with Burval getting more game time now, getting his, being more involved with the first team. Archie Gray's going to be in and out, I think. Whether he's going to be going on loan, I don't know. But with the signing of Palhinha, maybe it's good to have him alongside him to learn from. But whether he, will go out on loan again, I don't know. Probably will be a loan for him. I don't know. I know we got George Albert, who signed a new deal. One of the players from the academy, and he's could be in line to get some more opportunities in the first team. So, I mean, I think it's just needed to happen. I think you can see now that Scarlett might go on loan as well. I think Dane Scar, I think Donnelly, I think he's another one as well that might have gone as well. So, you can see some of these youngsters are going out on loan now because we just haven't got the space for them. We need, they need game time. So some of the youngsters do need to get sold as well, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. Hopefully, he can get some good experience in some game time, and then we have to wait and see. But again, I'm going to have to. We're going to wrap up the show soon. It's been a bit of a short show today. Thank you for everybody who's watched today. It's one of those shows today where I'm glad that I've done the show anyway. I think you're seeing at the moment that I'm just waiting to see what Tottenham Hotspur are going to produce at the moment. I can't get too excited at the moment because I'm still not sure. I'm seeing now. I think the defense side of things. I think it's. I think defensively we can see that we're getting better, but I think it'd be nice to see someone who's got a little bit more attacking presence that can excite us. Like when it was, like, for instance, a Van der Vaart back in the day. I think that just gets you off your feet. I mean, when we said we're going to sign Gareth Bell back again, I think that's one of those things. I think it would have excited you. You know what I mean? It's one of those things which, you just need some more excitement. I think Kudos gave you a little bit more imagination as well, but I think we just need a more someone that's just going to get you off your feet a little bit more at the moment. And I think I'm struggling at the moment because, Paulina's good signing for solidarity, solid in that midfield to protect the back four. But I just think the attacking players are just really not lack to desire, really, at the moment. I think Maddison, I don't know what's going to happen with Maddison. I've got to be honest. I'm not so excited about Kulusevski. Whether he improves, I don't know under this manager. But I think because he works hard, you can see that he might do that. But at the moment, I think we're just a very functional, pragmatic team at the moment. And it's very hard to get very excited about it. Very hard. And yeah, it's just one of those things that, like, you need something to really excite you a little bit. Like, you need someone who can do something out of the ordinary. Whether we can get that player, I don't know at the moment. I think that the only player that could do that is Grealish, if I'm really honest with you. Garnacho, Paqueta. Yeah, Paqueta, that's another one as well. So there are players out there that have got experience in the Premier League, and I think could be a good opportunity for us. And I think that'll be something that I think we need. I think you definitely need to get the best out of Maddison if he's still here. You definitely need to get the best out of him because I think we just didn't do enough for him last season. I think he was doing too much the other way rather than getting, rather than doing what he's supposed to be doing, actually creating for the team and try and protect him so he can just do his creativeness. But we just ended up just letting him do everything. I think that just didn't help him whatsoever. And I think that, yeah, just a bit annoying, really, for me. But yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. Whether we'll find that this transfer window, I don't know. I don't know. I think, I don't know how to read it. What I would say is that we definitely got somebody that is tightening up our defense, making us hard to beat. And I think that's something that we've got to be happy with. It's not going to be pretty. I'll say that. I think he's going to adapt to different tactics, which is commendable, Thomas Frank. But yeah, it's just to wait and see. We just have to wait and see how it goes. But big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you for all watching and taking your time to watch on a Friday night. I know it's you'd rather be out there, guys, enjoying yourselves and enjoy your weekends. Enjoy your, with your loved ones as well. And happy Jamaican Independence Day as well. Big up to the little Jamaicans out there. Wagwan, like they say. But yeah, big up to everybody and enjoy your weekends because I know there's a lot of things going on this weekend. Enjoy the sunshine if it's shining wherever you are as well. And as always, as we wrap up this show, if you didn't know, get to know, support your boy, Mr. Box Office, subscribe and like, and come on, you Spurs. And we're out.